If you guys want to know how I found the perfect manufacturer and what questions I asked them for my clothing brand's first drop, make sure you listen up. What is up, guys? It is Campbell here and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today is part 4 of the clothing brand bootcamp on how to start a clothing brand from scratch and how to sell out your first drop. And in this part is probably one of the most important parts you need to listen up to. I'm going to be explaining what apps to find a manufacturer, how to get the perfect manufacturer, and what top 3 questions you need to ask it so you know it's the perfect manufacturer. So subscribe and like and let's get into it. Alright guys, there's literally one app you need to use to find a manufacturer as you're a beginner, and that is Alibaba. If you guys haven't heard of Alibaba, this app literally has thousands of factories that produce products customized for you and pre-made products. Basically Temu, eBay mixed together in some sort of way, but like 100 times better. So let me show you what I mean and let me show you how to find a manufacturer. Alright guys, before we get into how to find a manufacturer, I'm going to be talking about the downloads and the pain points and what you need to know while you're going into talking to these manufacturers. Alright guys, so starting out, brands like Use, look for the cheapest clothes but the best quality, which you literally can't really get because the cheapest clothes aren't going to be the best quality, and I promise you that. So basically, you want to look around mid-range price. You want to message heaps and heaps of manufacturers. I'll get into that in a second. But you don't want to look for the cheapest option because the cheapest option is probably going to be the worst quality. So you really want to go around the mid-range because that at least gives you a high quality. But it always depends on the manufacturer. You also want to ask for previous designs so you can see how their fabric and designs will look. I'll also get into that in a second. But yeah, that's one of the downloads you need to look out for, is don't look for the cheapest item, I'm telling you. Also download, as I taught you guys in the last video with how to create a tech pack and what a tech pack is. If you guys haven't seen that video, go watch it because I can't be bothered explaining right now. But you need that tech pack to be detailed and spot on to how you exactly want it, because if there's a few points missing, they're going to mess up your whole sample, your whole bulk, unless you tell them through messages and stuff like that. But make sure you tell them in some way because you do not want any miscommunication between you and your manufacturer. Also, you want to look out for the MOQ, which stands for minimum order quantity, which is basically how much they can create in bulk for your product. So after you send the design where you want it, stuff like that, fabrics, they will tell you their MOQ, which means how much they can make. Sometimes they can go lower, but it does get pricier the less they make. And it also gets cheaper per close the more they make. So look out for all that. Usually I try to find manufacturers for less MOQ as I'm still a small brand. But make sure you look out for them 3 things. Let's get into how to find a manufacturer. Alright guys, we're going to tap on Alibaba here. As you can see, it will take us straight to the products page. At the top here it says products, manufacturers, and worldwide. I don't really go into the worldwide section. And product section is just if you want to buy anything like it's a normal store. So if you're finding a manufacturer and a factory, you want to tap on this. You want to tap on this area. It does look very similar, but once you search up things, it gets more understandable. Okay guys, since I designed a shirt in the last video, that's what we're going to be kind of ordering. Not actually, but you know what I mean. So we're going to be searching up t-shirts. You can search up streetwear t-shirt, baggy t-shirts, but I just like to go simple. And here it comes up at the top here, suppliers, regional suppliers and products, but I usually just go with the normal suppliers. So it comes with all of these factories, as you can see here, all these names. I'm not even going to try to pronounce them. But things you want to look out for. If you can see under this name right here, it says verified. That's the one thing you need on this factory because that means they're certified, verified, whatever you want to call it. That means they're all good. And you can see next to it their rating. I don't really go too much into depth with that, but it obviously does matter. You kind of want it into the higher 4s, but it also doesn't really matter that much. And on the right-hand side of that, it says 5 years. You also want a factory that's been going for a long period of time. I like to look for 5 years or more. As you can see, we got 5 years, 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, 12 years, which is crazy. I would probably go for this 12 years one. And then we got 3 years, which I would maybe message. As you can see, their products don't look too bad, but some factories do like to use the same photos as others, just as content. It doesn't really mean much, but yeah, I don't know if I would go for the 3-year one. The one I am looking at here is the 12-year one. These products look very clean, so we're going to quickly message them. Alright guys, the first question you want to ask, this is including sample, bulk, your quantity, shipping, what type of shipping where it's going. So they can answer all the prices and all the quantity and just work that out really simple. Let me show you here. Alright guys, as you can see here, I said how much for 1 sample and 20 in bulk for this shirt, air shipping to Melbourne, Australia, because they do need the location. If they ask for the specific location, you will have to give it to them. It doesn't really mean too much, just so they can get the exact price. If you're skeptical on giving it to them, give it a little bit later on when your payment and all that, but you just won't know the proper price until you actually pay. But it's really up to you. But as you can see here, I'll be sending this message and sending the template, and I'll be sending the mock-up and the tech pack of my orange shirt as I designed in the last video. I'm not going to be really getting into depth with this, but technically what you want to do, you want to copy and paste that into literally every factory that looks good, about 10 to 15. So I would do like all of these. I wouldn't do the 3-year one. I might do it, but yeah, I don't know. This 2-year one, I definitely won't do it. As you can see, their products look terrible. Just for my brand kind of thing, it wouldn't suit me. I'll literally, basically do 80% of these ones here. Message as much as I can. Come back in 10, 15 minutes. 90% of them should have replied. And let's get into the other questions you should be asking. Alright guys, we're going to go into the questions right after this. But a second thing you really want to tell them is the GSM and the fabric, which should already be in the tech pack, but I like to message them that as well so they're 100% sure. And I repeat it to them like 10, 20 times over the period of time before payment, just because I just want this to be perfect, you know what I mean? But if you guys don't know what GSM is, it's basically the grams. I forgot the actual meaning, but it's grams something something, but it's literally just the weight. So the higher the GSM, the heavier it will be. But it will also look more streetweary if you go like 200 GSM for a shirt. This is probably around 200 GSM, I can't lie. And then sports shirts will be like 180, something like that, very low. So what I mean, you want to tell them the GSM and the fabric. So for example, 200 GSM, 100% cotton, so they're 100% sure. Also with that, guys, you want to tell them the printing types of your logos. Embroidery, screen print, DDF, Chanel embroidery, all that stuff. There's plenty of them, but you want to tell them that just to make sure. Alright guys, now that we've said all the info and we've also asked the first question with the pricing and shipping like that, second question is seeing previous designs on this kind of exact shirt. What I mean, guys, is 90% of factories is going to have this exact design, and if they don't, I kind of tend to stay away. So I kind of want to have a factory that's already done a product like mine, just so I'm 100% sure on the same page as them, and that my product is going to come out good. So make sure you find a factory that's already done your product. And what I mean here, guys, is you want to ask them, can I see your previous designs on this type of shirt, this type of hoodie, whatever it is. You look at it. If you like it, you move on. If you dislike it, ask them more questions, ask them more design stuff like that. Or you can move on to the next factory. But yeah, look out for that as well. Alright guys, the last kind of important question you need to ask them, if you guys don't know what production time is, it's basically the time between starting your shirt or starting your clothing and ending it and shipping it out and getting it to you, as you want to find a very quick timing on your clothes. I like to keep it in the range of 20 to 25 days, but at the start of my brand, I was at like a month and 5 days, but it's okay. It's okay if you're at that stage. You really want to get it quicker and quicker, but it's also okay to start long at the start. But guys, with further ado, that's kind of coming to the end of the video. As you guys have learned the app to use, what questions to ask, and how to find the actual perfect manufacturer by looking at the years, the verification, and the star rating. If you guys learned a lot, let me know in the comments, and hit that subscribe button because it's completely free. We're actually on the road to 1,000 subscribers now, as we just hit 500 last week. So I appreciate all of yous. And guys, in part 5 is probably going to be the biggest video for this boot camp. Well, they're all pretty big and you need to follow all steps really, but it's how to make a website, how to make it all look good. So make sure you stay tuned for next video and subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.